And welcome back. Well, computers, laptops, cell phones, all can be great tools for learning, but they can also be a major distraction.
Oh boy, yes. Dr. Melissa Westendorf is a clinical psychologist with the Technology Wellness Center. She's got advice for families to find the right balance.
Is it possible?
As if it is possible.
No. I'm not really sure hardly anymore. No.
It's about this time, though.
It is. It's everybody's tired.
Yeah, and we're ready probably for the routine to start back up, right?
Right, exactly. So.
All right, let's talk. This is one that I think is big for all of us, regardless of the age of our kids. And that is that, you know, kids are going back to school, some already, some after Labor Day. Basic rules, in your opinion, that parents should follow as it relates to smartphones, tablets, all that stuff, and video games, setting limits.
Yeah, right. I know. So we want our kids to have these limits. So what I encourage people to do, and it's the start of the school year, even if you started, it's the start of September, but it's a new time, right, to introduce some structure. So I like to have people sit down in a family meeting and actually start with, what are your goals for the year, right? Do you have to stay eligible for athletics? Do you have to achieve a certain grade to get to the next class the following year? And kind of set up what your goals are for the kids, like have them help develop what those goals are. And then you have the conversation, well, where do you think digital fits in? Now they're going to say, oh, you know, I can have all this time, and you're going to have something different, but maybe you can come to a compromise. You know, for the younger kids, middle school, elementary, you know, you may even want to consider no video game playing Monday through Thursday.
Wow.
You know, it's so important that kids, one, get their homework done, but that they have some downtime, they go to bed on time, because a nice, well-rested child is a better learner in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, they're eating healthy. So you have to also manage all of your activities, right? Athletics, band, chorus, art, or if they're in theater. You have to manage all those things. So if you can sit down with your family and say, here's our schedule, because now we're in a routine, right? Practices certain times. And get that routine first, and then see where you can fit into the digital. And they might feel like they have control because they're helping set when they can use it.
Do you, and I find that kids are honestly pretty good at self-regulating when you allow them to. Sometimes, I mean, in terms of like giving themselves some time limits, do you feel it's okay for them to earn that time, to do something to earn it, and to earn like a 10 minutes or a 15 minutes?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they still have chores, right? So you can work that into it. You know, I get it. Kids are, when they go to school, that's their work, right? You know, and it's tiring. So maybe they come home and you say, well, you can play for 30 minutes. And then we shut it off, and then it's homework and the rest. It just depends on your schedule.
Yeah.
But certainly, it's entertainment. It is relaxing for the kids to do it, and I get that. You just have to know your kid, right? Can they do just 30 minutes? Can they just do a certain portion of time? Maybe you're not going to be home yet till 5 o'clock. So, you know, you have to set it up for what's best for your family, but certainly you can earn that time.
What about kids in high school?
Well, that is really hard, the kids in high school, right? Because they almost all have phones at this point. You know, I recommend that, because we have to be conscious of how much time they have digitally, you know, do your digital homework first and then your paper homework, like math, or I don't know if people write anymore, but if they're doing writing, to do that closer to bedtime to get the screen away from their eyes and their brain. And I think that can help with bringing them down into the sleep mode as well.
How do you feel about phones in their bedrooms?
No, I don't like phones in the bedroom. So think about, if you go back to research, when televisions are in a kid's room, they get less sleep than kids that don't have a television, okay? Well, you know, screens, these little tiny screens are still like televisions, right?
Yeah.
So they'll binge watch something on Netflix or play a game. So you have to get it out of the bedroom. I mean, you just have to do it. That's one must, although my children do not like that. It's one must. They can't have that in the room.
Are there certain times that you say now is the time to keep it out, like an actual like 9 o'clock, 8:30?
Right, it's good to select
10 o'clock.
Right, it's good to select a time. I mean, it's going to be different for different kids, you know, what each kid can handle. I mean, maybe even a high school kid has trouble and they need to get it out earlier than maybe a middle school child. But you need to pull it out and give them some time to be without the device before they go to bed.
And you're not going to be popular, right?
No, you're not. Trust me.
No, you're doing it.
No.
And it's hard. Here's the thing that I think parents need to know is that you can give yourself permission if you have allowed phones in bedrooms, as an example, in years past or this summer.
Sure.
you can set new rules. My mom always used to say there's a new sheriff in town and you can set new rules. Because what I say to my kids is I don't feel like the old rules were working. So this is what we're going to try and I expect your cooperation or something like that.
Right. So even if some kids have been in school for a week or two, you could say, okay, it's officially after Labor Day. It's officially the end of summer. And you know what? Now we're going to start with new rules. And this is, and then see how those rules go. So absolutely, you can always start fresh.
Give yourself permission to do
Absolutely.
that, I think.
I like that.
Absolutely.
People can find out more about Dr. Westendorf, the work that you do in the Technology Wellness Center by going to our website, themorningblend.com, where you'll find out all about that, and you can rewatch today's segment too. Play it for your kids. They'll love it. Thank you so much. Happy back to school to you.
Happy back to